I'm on life 2.0. You see, I died. 35 years old, my heart stops beating. 35 years old, and I'm dead. It turns out I have a rare heart condition, and during a medical test, my heart unexpectedly stopped for over 20 seconds. But it wasn't my time. Now, as you can imagine, there's nothing like dying to make you take stock of your life. And what I learned is, I wasn't happy. I was drinking too much. I was an insomniac, getting 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. I wasn't happy in my marriage. My job was draining me. My friends and family didn't know me anymore. And I wasn't the father that I wanted to be. Reality check. As a kid, I had this great t-shirt that said, "Live the life you love and love the life you live." And I thought that was profound. So at age 14, I adopted that as my life's motto. But the truth was, it had lost its meaning to me a long time ago. But I'm on life 2.0. And I'm going to live the life I love and love the life I live every single day. I want a life filled with passion and purpose, with inspiration and intimacy, accomplishment and excellence. I want to tell you how I changed my life, how I survived my life, how I learned to thrive in my life. In short, how I learned to live life 2.0. Now, coming back to the waking world, as you might imagine, there are many sleepless nights. There are a million unbidden questions that come in these midnight moments with nothing but the mocking tick-tock of a distant clock to keep you company. Am I happy? Am I putting my time where it counts? Am I putting first things first? Am I living the life I love? I wasn't. And that's when I came up with the Tombstone Test. What would be written on my tombstone if I were to die today? I can tell you that he really busted his ass at work. Wasn't what I wanted, but was just as likely as anything to be written on this final marble cover of the story of my life. The Tombstone Test helped me focus on what it is I needed to change, what I wanted to change. But just because you know what you want to change doesn't mean you know how to get there. Which brings me to the most important lesson I learned. Changing your life is about 20 seconds of insane courage. Let me say that again. Changing your life is about 20 seconds of insane courage. If I could lose my life for 20 seconds, could I find 20 seconds to change it all? The truth is, it's what's necessary to change your life in the most powerful ways. To do it, you need to drop all your filters and let your truest heart speak and say exactly what you mean, need, or want. And trust me, insane is italicized for a reason. People will be shocked and confused, hurt, angry. Change is scary. We all fear it. Even if we know we want something different. Even if we're not happy. Even if others agree with us, and especially if they disagree. The higher the price, the more we fear it. But this is about you taking control of the rest of your life and daring to want something different. Daring to dream of a life fulfilled. Life 2.0 is what happens after. If it's a meaningful life change, this process will come at a cost. Probably a huge one. Pay it. The risk will change everything. So I set about changing my life. My drinking, my job, my marriage, everything. For me, the immediate result was that I moved out, stopped drinking so much, I quit my job, and I spent a year being with my daughter. I lived a year with adventure and intention. I climbed a 14er, I jumped out of a plane, I read all 7 Harry Potter books to my daughter. I did my first art show, I visited my family and friends, I started living again. But these choices also led to some really hard days. Sometimes the pressure and the fear were swallowing me up. So I knew that in order to get where I wanted to go, I needed to first survive my life. I knew I was on the path to a more fulfilled future, but some days the daily trials were just too hard. Some of the nights were darker than I could imagine. Some of the nights I wasn't surviving my life very well. Then I realized the present is the only moment that I can influence right now. So I decided to find a way to be more present, to take in a moment for exactly what it is and allow it to wash over me. No more and no less than exactly what that moment is. For me, I set a goal of watching 300 sunrises or sunsets and to be present for just 5 minutes in those moments. This was my solution to surviving my life. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, at first it was hard to even do. January 1 rolls around, I grab my cup of coffee, I head out there on the patio, and there it is, clouds. In fact, the entire months of January and February were cloudy. It was hard to even watch the sunrise, which is when I learned the first lesson of this intentional adventure. Life will always have cloudy days. It's how you react that counts. I could have despaired that the goal was impossible and that I'd never reach it, but instead I grew more and more determined. I would check the weather the night before, wake up and see whether the sunrise was possible. And then the clouds broke. In March, the sunrises started to come more and more frequently. And by being present, I was able to learn about the power of the sunrise. The sunrise is about hope. As the personal change threatened to overwhelm me some nights, I looked more and more forward to the sunrise because each one seemed to say to me, it's all possible again. It reminded me that the day before didn't matter as much as the day ahead, that tomorrow is stronger than yesterday, that I have the power of choice in my life, and each day comes with fresh hope. And that brings us to the sunset. As the months wore on, I began ticking off more and more sunrises and sunsets, moments of intentional presence. With the sunrise being the harbinger of hope, I began to learn more about the power of the sunset. The sunset is different. It came in so many forms and fashions. It came with rainbows and lightning, and stark blue skies and fluffy clouds, and reds and oranges and purples. It came with more stuff. And then it dawned on me, pun intended, that the sunset is about reflection. Reflection about our ever-changing lives. Reflection about all that stuff. I began to find ways to appreciate the moments in the day that worked, to feel the pain of the things that didn't go well. I found 5 minutes a day to feel the good, the bad, and the amazing, to truly feel my day. And by the time I had ticked off sunset number 300 in December, I had developed a habit of hope and reflection. Each sunrise and sunset is a small miracle. This miracle is different every day. If we looked for the same sunrise or sunset, the same miracle, we would be disappointed. But the miracles we see come in many packages, big and small. So I learned to be more aware of the little miracles. And this habit of hope and reflection, this awareness of the small miracles, this is how we survive life. Because in order to truly change your life, there will be hard days. And surviving is how we can get on to thriving. I began to share my story more and more. People seemed interested and even inspired by the courage to change. I began sharing this story with friends and strangers. I began engaging in more drive-by humanity. This is the practice of unintentionally changing someone's life through casual conversation, honest observations, and genuine caring. I didn't realize the power of these passing moments until at a going-away party, I had several friends and coworkers come up to me and pull me aside and tell me that things I barely remembered saying, conversations I barely remembered having, had fundamentally changed the course of their life. It wasn't that these moments didn't mean anything to me, quite the opposite. I thought they were basic and obvious acts of humanness. But they wanted to let me know that these moments had changed everything for them. And so I wanted to start sharing my story. Because we need more humanness in our humanity. That's why I'm here today, to share my story. That's why we're here today, to share our story. Because I believe it's all about this. Team Us. People ask me what I do for a living, and I tell them I help great people do great things. Team Us is the key to a more collaborative world. It's how we move the needle together. This is about inviting people in instead of shutting them out. It's about inspiring others and being inspired. It's about dialogue, not discussion. It's about finding a way to get to yes. It's about large-scale, drive-by humanity. This is the future of our future. And what we need in order to make our communities great, to make this community great. It's a path we can put ourselves on, but it's a journey that we can take together. Team Us is the key to a more collaborative world. It's the key to amazing things, and it's what I hope for all of us. So today I'm proud to say, I love my life. My daughter is amazing, and we have adventures together. I love my job. Well, most days. I am the father that I want to be, and my family and friends know a more genuine me. So I share these lessons to Life 2.0 in the hopes that you will shed your Life 1.0, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Trust me on that. And so let me ask you, who do you want on your team? Can you share more of yourself with others? Can you find intentional moments of hope and reflection? Can you find 5 minutes a day to just be? And what would you do today if you knew you would die tomorrow? And most importantly, can you find 20 seconds of insane courage to change it all? Team us.